2024 in the garden has been like beautiful and oh my God at the same time. I got the bright idea to start growing my own food in my backyard a few years ago, and it's been both pleasant and challenging, to say the least. Towards the end of the year, I found myself in the middle of having to rebuild after a storm came through and totally demolished my little garden. At first, I was a little down about it because it came at a time when I should have been preparing for the fall garden. But I decided to take it as an opportunity to redo my garden space and actually start using raised beds because I was not in love with the single bed that I had on the ground. It was a raised bed, but I wanted it off of the ground. So this was my opportunity to do just that. I found it therapeutic assembling the beds, so I guess all in all, this new start is actually what I needed. Instead of feeling like I was starting over, I actually started feeling optimistic about what was about to be, even though we were approaching fall and I knew that I had a very small window for anything to grow at this point. I decided to go with 2 8-foot by 2-foot beds because I figured it would be the perfect size to take up the space I was already using, and having 2 of those beds would double the amount of space that I was already working with in my small greenhouse garden. I'm loving the way it's coming along. Since I'm using these raised beds in a somewhat unconventional way, I needed to put these grow bag type liners inside of the raised beds so that the soil would stay in place and I would have proper drainage. By the way, I have a tendency to look at things that are intended for one use and find a way to use it in a different way. So there will be a lot of that happening on my channel because I'm always thinking outside the box. This is just a few of the plants that survived after the storm attacked the greenhouse. I saved the soil from that first raised bed that was shown earlier in the video, the one that was on the ground. I saved that soil so that I could reuse it in the raised beds that I'm putting together now. It was a beast trying to rehydrate this soil and to add nutrients to it, but I took the necessary time to get it done, even though I may have taken a few shortcuts. As you can see, I am still at it. I forget the term that is used when the soil is this dry, but oh my God, it was definitely a job. The water just floated on top of the soil. It took so many attempts to hydrate. But like I said, I got it done. No complaints. Just letting you guys know it was super dry. At this point, I think I had given up on doing it a little tote by little tote and decided that I should just fill the pockets with the soil and hydrate it in place so that I could fertilize in place and be done with it because I was really growing tired of fighting with this soil. I only have filled the beds with the soil so that I can top it off as we go throughout the season. Right now, I didn't feel that it was necessary because we're just going to be starting seeds or small seedlings in there. So I thought this was sufficient for now. And as you can see, I went around what was left of the garden and I gathered up all of the 5-gallon or 3-gallon or 2.5-gallon buckets, whatever I had, to reuse that soil as well. Can't let anything go to waste. Even though I know it's not quite the right time of year to be starting certain seeds, I just couldn't resist. I got my garden set up and now I just wanted to see something happening. So I'm putting seeds out whether they germinate or not. A couple of weeks have passed and I've since added an garden archway with a second arch that has a little gate attached to it. And as you can see, some of those seeds that I planted are actually starting to germinate and grow. So I'm pretty happy for what it is. We have gone from destruction to something I actually look forward to seeing develop in the spring. Stay tuned for updates. Thanks for watching. Later, friend.